Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to PlaytechNZ. My name is Kevin, and today we're going to be checking out the Thermaltake TT eSports Poseidon Z mechanical gaming keyboard. Now this guy's a little bit different because it isn't using Cherry MX mechanical key switches, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. First, let's just talk about the design. So design-wise, it's pretty basic, you'd have to say. I mean, it looks quite bland. Everything's this matte black finish, nothing really to set it off. It's plastic fantastic. I mean, there's no metal on this, so no real premium materials or anything like that. So it's not very interesting when it comes to its looks. I know it's unplugged now, so there isn't the blue backlighting, but even so, it doesn't spice it up that much more. However, the layout is pretty decent. I mean, everything is where it should be. All the keycaps and everything are the right size. It has media keys up the top here, which is very handy. And I do think layout-wise, it is really good. And the build quality itself is also quite solid. I mean, it is plastic fantastic, but I mean, it feels quite rigid. It doesn't feel like this is going to break anytime soon. So I think build quality-wise, it's going to be very solid. Now let's talk about the keys. This is kind of the main event with this guy. So most mechanical keyboards these days use Cherry MX switches, although that's becoming a little less popular now with a lot of manufacturers coming out with their own. However, still, for the most part, they're Cherry MX. This guy, however, isn't running Cherry MX keyboards, which might be confusing to a lot of you guys out there, since the box says blue switch on it. So a lot of people would see that, including myself, and think, oh, it's got a Cherry MX blue switch. It does not. It has a Kale blue switch. This is a Chinese copy of the Cherry MX blue switch, which is German made. Now, it feels not the same for sure, so it's not a exact copy. It feels slightly heavier for some reason. I'm not sure why this is, but the main thing is the tolerances feel way off. It feels nowhere near as tight or refined. It just feels loose to use. I don't know what it is. You notice it most on the Control and Alt keys on the side here for some reason. It just feels very, very loose. So I wasn't a big fan of that. The keycaps also aren't very good. I didn't like them. They feel quite loose sitting on the switch for some reason as well, which can't be helping. And also the font on them is quite small, so that was a little bit weird. There's only 6 to 8 key rollover as well, and so no N key rollover, which will be a bit of a letdown to some people out there, but it's not really the end of the world. Now lighting wise, it just has blue lighting on it. It goes decently bright. It might look a little purplish on camera, but trust me, it is blue. So it goes decently bright, that is good. However, there's really no extras with it, so there's nothing really much else to talk about with it. Now features wise, there's 1000 Hz polling rates, that's good, that's pretty standard. It doesn't have any software, although with something like this, there is no real need for it to have any software. There's no other lighting modes, and there's no macro keys or anything like that on the keyboard, so no real reason to have it. It also comes with a 5-year warranty, so I do like this. So that means you're going to be covered for a long time, obviously standing behind their build quality. As I said, I thought it was pretty decent. So that pretty much sums up the Poseidon Z. So it's design-wise, it's okay. I mean, it's basic, it's bland, it's not very interesting, but the layout is fairly good, and I mean, that's the most practical thing. The key switches and keycaps are terrible. There's no other way to put it. These Kale switches are just not that good, and I really can't recommend them that much. The Cherry MX keys are just so much better, so if you can, always go for a Cherry MX mechanical keyboard. The lighting is okay, but it's pretty basic, but it's still there, so that's quite good. The lack of in-key rollover could be an issue for some people, but as I said, for a lot of other users, it probably won't be that much of an issue. And my advice to you guys is save up a little bit more money and just go for a Ducky keyboard. Even a Ducky Zero, which isn't that much more expensive than this guy, is a million times better. The Ducky keyboards feature Cherry MX key switches on them, which, as I've said so many times, are the absolute best, and the difference is night and day between them. So 100% go for a Ducky keyboard over this guy, the Ducky Zero, if you just want something that's very similar in price, only a bit more expensive than this guy. But if you can, I would highly recommend the Ducky Shine 4, as then you get incredible lighting as well as an updated Ducky keyboard, and they're just absolutely fantastic. And I'll leave the links to all of these guys in the description below so you can have a look at all the pricing. Now I thank you all for watching this video. Please subscribe to Playtech TV if you haven't already and like the video. And as always, I'll see you guys next time.